Ash, just end the recording and then start a new one.
Man, I fucking start. No, I'm not starting a new recording.
Bro, that's easier to
Oh,
edit
it's
for
so
him.
hard. It's so
easier
hard to
edit.
press a button. It's so super hard to press a button. I don't want to press a button.
It literally saves in 2 seconds. Welcome back to the Redacted No More podcast. This is our second official movie review, and this time we are doing Trainspotting. Where is this movie from, Ash?
Scotland. Scottish movie, buddy.
Scotland.
Yes, Scotland.
Scotland, yeah.
Scotland.
This movie's from Scotland. And we're got spoilers ahead. Rock, take us through what happened.
And why you like the movie. You have to be honest about that, mate.
Saying that I did have a time. Okay, I wanna. Shut up. Okay, shut up. I said it was hard to understand because I saw this movie when I was like 14, and I wasn't used to like such a thing.
Oh, okay, I get it. The accent was a little different for you, and
Because-
you're probably retarded, so you couldn't understand it so easily because the accent wasn't even strong. It's like when you first hear another language. It's usually when you're like a little baby and you're too stupid to understand anything. I remember when I first heard Ebonics, I was like, wow, what are they saying? And then I heard it again and I was like, wow, oh, that's what they're saying.
You know, when I first heard Spanish, it was like, man, they speak so fast. What kind of a fucking conversation are they having? Are they talking
When I
about
heard
like
first
a whole fucking lot of stuff because they are saying so many words in a minute?
That's how it was when I heard French for the first time. Voulez-vous coucher avec toi? C'est moi?
Yeah, I like.
That's still not fast
First time
enough.
that I heard it, but it was still so thick with a Scottish accent that I couldn't understand it.
Yo, Rook, hey, speak a whole sentence in Spanish. I just wanna hear your Spanish, Puerto Rican. I've only heard like Mexican one, so I just wanna know yours. Like, do you speak as fast as them or what? Because people from Spain, they speak Spanish with a lisp. Like, they are not as fast as a Mexican speak Spanish. Mexicans are like a Gatling gun. The words keep coming. One barrel after another. So speak up. Any
So
sentence.
yeah, you were 14 when you saw Trainspotting, yeah. It was just weird to hear that.
Man, 14. You must have told your parents that it's not an adult movie. It's a kids movie, some shit like that.
Yeah, and then the guy started shitting everywhere. Mama, it's just a chocolate. It's not the purple.
I'll handle
Mama,
it for you.
remember when I was at church and I did that too? Mama, he's just like me.
So, I chose this movie because I watched this movie, like I said, when I was really young. I was like 14, 15. And I was going through my punk phase where I used to like admire
Druggies?
self-destructing behavior.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I used to admire punk in general. Like, there's a couple of movies similar to this one, which is Kids. There's another one called Gumo, and they're about Sid and Nancy. They're about self-destructive punk behavior. So that was around the time that I watched this movie, and that's why I kind of loved it when I watched it. But like I said, it was hard for me to understand the accent, and actually the whole pace of the movie. It was hard for me to get it at first because I was just too young, I guess.
Yeah.
And
I started watching movies young. I could get anything. That's just me though.
You know, it's
And
funny
yeah,
because
did you
when
not like it?
yes,
Did you not
go
like
ahead.
it, Chaos? I think that you didn't like it, right?
Oh no, it's not good, but I didn't like it. I
Okay.
didn't enjoy it, but it's just not good.
For me,
Did you
it's
finish
like
it? At least?
it was
Yeah, I
a
finished it.
Okay.
for me. I didn't find it that bad.
As a movie, as an official movie watcher, I have to finish it.
Movie aficionado.
At least you
But there
finished it.
was
That's all you know.
the only good thing about it. There's two good things about it.
The length.
The main character's name was Renton.
Yeah.
Renton's a great name.
Yeah, I was like,
then,
if Renton never made Eureka, he's gonna be like that. A druggie.
No.
Yeah.
No, maybe. No. But then the next best part was just the scene towards the end when they're at the bar. After that, whatever. But let's go. Did you actually rewatch it?
Me? Yeah, I've seen that movie a bunch of times. I like that movie.
A
Bunch
bunch
of
of times?
Man, this guy was
Yeah.
making fun of me giving 8 out of 10 to another round. Look at
Well,
this.
well, another round was an 8 out of 10. We'll do our ratings later. So, okay, go take us through this, Rock. Or Ash, doesn't matter.
Well,
One of you.
Okay. Who goes? Shall I start? Or you
Yeah,
will start?
if you want, okay, I'll give my thoughts later. Uh, I'll probably like magnify it a little bit because it's like a movie that I really like. So you should start first. Go ahead, Ash.
So yeah, a couple of things. Like I didn't get the point of the scene where he goes down into the fucking toilet. He's like getting flushed, and then he's in the sea, and then he comes back, and he's like,
It's a metaphor.
it's a metaphor.
It is. It's. I can explain. I can explain what I think was the intention of the scene. I don't know for sure what the director was going for, but
I mean, like, you know
Uh,
how they represent like the drug thing. Like, you remember when he took the shot of methadone and he was like a carpet rolled out and he kept sinking, and then everything he viewed was through this small screen that, like, you know how the black bars are at the side of the video of.
yeah,
movie-
you're talking later ahead when he goes
Yeah,
into a
so I'm
heroin
like
overdose,
that part I can
actually.
understand. Like that was kind of like how they portrayed
Which
like how
time?
Okay.
drugs.
Yeah, which time?
Well, he only goes on an overdose on that scene.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. What I'm saying is like you know that part I understand.
Anyways,
Like
yeah.
what the portrayal of that was like. Okay, he's high. That's why he's things.
Right.
He's saying things
I'm
like
gonna
that.
try to explain it.
But that toilet thing.
I'm gonna try-
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait till
Okay,
Ash
okay.
eventually stops talking.
Okay, Ash. What I'm trying to explain is, I think the purpose of that scene was to set the tone for the rest of the movie, which is why they made it very surreal right away, and they also made it very nasty. Maybe I think it was too.
I wouldn't say nasty because the toilet didn't even look real. But I know they said it's like the dirtiest toilet in
Yeah,
Yeah.
worst toilet in
Scotland.
Scotland.
but
Yeah.
you,
I think it was meant to be a shock scene, so it will get you jolted and get you invested into the movie and kind of set the tone for the rest of the movie, which is like a dark heroin comedy.
Like-
I feel it is a comedy,
comedy?
but it's
What?
like a dark humor comedy.
I mean, yeah, it is. Like there were scenes.
I
like,
think. Oh, like the scene when they were all in that apartment and the lady started crying. That was funny.
oh,
Which no, it has like a lot of no.
I know.
yeah, yeah. No, I don't know whether she's
what's the funniest part?
whether she's crying for a week or was it a day. I don't know, but I knew she was crying. Renton's.
You know what I thought was funny? Yeah, the baby dying. That scene was hilarious.
You know, it looked like the
Fucking
baby
dying,
drowned
dude.
in the
Fucking
pool of
funny,
vomit.
dude.
Dude,
Like, now,
baby looks like, you know, they have put the doll in a pool of
know,
vomit or some shit like that. So,
well, yeah, it was obvious. It was a fake baby, obviously.
yeah, but
Yeah, they didn't have the best effects back then. let's just say that. Remember when he sees the baby crawling on the ceiling?
Yeah.
That's obviously like a doll, okay.
And the head of that doll is different from the head of the baby.
Yeah. They rented it, okay? It wasn't like a purchase thing. They rented it out. They had to get a new one. But yeah, like you were saying, like that scene probably represented the rest of the movie. Do you know how they say like you gotta dig through like dirt to find diamonds or whatever?
They straight up showed dirt. They were like, "Hey, buddy."
But like he was already on something, wasn't he? Or did he just shove the shit pills up his butt at that time?
In that particular scene,
he just wants to take a dump. He's like, "Oh my god!"
Well, but he was coming. Was it withdrawal or was something? He took something else, and that's why he had to take a shit because he was walking somewhere and he took something. Then he said, "Something's kicking in now. He had to take a shit." So he was already on something.
So it was probably laxative. He was like, "Shit, I could not take the drugs out. Give me something so that I can poop them out."
So he forgot about the drugs, yeah. And he went to shit. So, like I said, you dig through dirt to find diamond. Well, he's already fucked up. So he's literally digging through shit. He's looking for what he thinks is like a diamond for him. Which were those 2 pills. to help him kind of simmer down, I guess. Those were his diamonds that he found. That's why he had so much joy, even though he had fake shit on his hand.
You know what's funny? I'm like, how the fuck? Like, it probably was. It didn't have a bottom. That's how he could get flushed. Because probably he could not fit that hole.
Yeah, who the fuck's using that bathroom? Like, that restaurant he went to was full of people.
Yeah.
They were either shocked because they smelled shit coming out of him, or because they saw him walking towards the bathroom. Literally, you gotta clean your public bathrooms.
Do you remember that guy who was like, "Hey, can I use your bathroom?" And then they all went after him and they beat the shit out of him, took his money.
I mean, they're proper drug thugs.
Yeah.
So the scene where he's digging through the toilet, like I said, it is a metaphor. It's like I said, you dig through dirt to find diamond. He was already fucked up on whatever got him constipated in the first place. And he shoved those 2 pills up his butt.
I think it was more like
those pills were in there.
I think it was.
So he's digging. He's
like
literally
a filter.
digging through shit, looking for his diamond.
I think it was
diamond,
more like a filter. Like they were saying by that scene that this movie is not for everyone. It is your time to just walk out if you didn't enjoy, because the movie is going to be a hell of a ride.
It was
the filter scene, like filter the audience. You watch that scene and everything gets filtered. Because they were like, this movie is going to be filthy.
Isn't it rated R?
Yeah.
It's rated R,
Yeah, that
man.
was my point. That was my point on Ash. It's sort of to set the tone for the movie.
How did that set the tone?
Yeah, it didn't set the tone.
No,
it was completely different. It was more like a filter sequence because the tone of the movie was completely different. Like if you take that scene out, it's still...
wasn't even...
Yeah.
It's still shit. But yeah, that wasn't even a filter sequence.
I think it was for audience to tell them, fuck off, this scene,
it's just,
fuck off.
It gives Renton and explains Renton's character.
It does a little bit, and it also makes it, it's also surreal on purpose, so you can get used to surreal stuff coming on later in the movie, because there's going to be some surreal scenes. And also, the movie says it at first with the first dialogue.
Oh, I know why Roke likes this movie. It isn't the drugs, it's the pedophile act. Him fucking the school kid. That's what Roke liked. He was like, oh, you can do that. You just have to keep it a secret.
Oh, you mean the pedo shit?
Yeah.
That eventually comes up? No, dude, fuck you. No. No, dude, I explained it at the beginning. I like this movie because I watched it when I was in a punk phase.
How is that even punk? That's not even punk.
I was in a punk phase.
Punks are more like delinquents. They would be like, join a gang, do some shit. This was more like a druggy movie.
No.
That's not punk either.
One thing about being a punk, during my era and around my friends at that time, it was about the music. It was about the anger. It was also about the being
So it
self-destructive
was more like a hippie
and
era than a
glorifying
weeb.
self-destruction,
Oh, sorry, than a
which
punk.
punk does a lot.
Oh, so
What?
you were a hippie. You weren't a punk. You
No,
were a
that
hippie.
I am. I'm really explaining the opposite of what you're saying, stupid. Okay?
You are a
I'm saying it's a
hippie.
lot about
Hippie rock.
That's because
self-destruction.
he's got one of those he's got selective hearing. All he's
Well,
hearing
yeah.
about
Anyway,
is
at the beginning.
destruction.
I waited at the beginning. He says that his first monologue is like, choose life, choose microwave, choose television, choose life. Um, because what they're going to show you in this movie is going to be a really fucked up heroin junkie life, and they try to make fun. They try to make light of it, and they made it into like a dark humor kind of film. But it's a very fucked up film. It's not very happy. All the characters in it are very assholes, especially the guy that drinks. He's the worst, and he's not even on heroin. You know?
Yeah, he does not take drugs. He just.
I still don't get the dark comedy.
He
I
just.
don't even see it as comedy.
He just
anyway.
chooses people. Like they said like he don't take heroin. He just chooses to fuck with people. That's his drug. And the next scene, they show him through the glass, drop the glass and on some lassie's face, and then she's like, "Oh my god, my face!" Then he comes down. He's like, "Hey Matt, nobody's gonna leave until we sort this shit out."
Yeah, he's an asshole, dude.
Alright, so what happened next?
The movie. Okay, well, at the beginning, he starts trying to get clean, and he doesn't get clean. He couldn't resist it. Shit, what happens next?
He was like, "This is gonna be my last shot. I just fucking hate this shit. I'm not gonna take it anymore." It was supposed to be my last shot, but it ended up being completely
Deja
different.
vu. It's like deja vu. I've heard that before many times.
It's going to be my last shot.
He's a typical. He's a typical druggie. Like there's nothing special about him. That's what, he's just like like most heroin addicts.
You know what's the fun part is that he was like, "Hey, let me borrow this CD," and it was like, and the guy put that CD in the DVD. He was thinking like, "Oh, we are going to watch our sex tape," and suddenly it's like, "And round to the corner, that's a beautiful goal," and he's like, "What the fuck?" And later on, I get.
That's what I mean. It has comedic elements to it.
How was that funny? What the fuck?
Listen, dude. Whether you find it funny or not, its intent was comedy.
I don't know. It's a typical kind of like a druggy behavior, like intense druggy behavior. Stealing things you know don't belong to you. That's not even funny at all. You're taking other people's stuff, even your friends' stuff. You're just taking their stuff.
From the we were going from the beginning. Then they start showing how junkies live, and how they have to steal every day and just find a way to make money. He even steals from his mom at one point. Their family tries to help him at different points, and they couldn't until the last scene where he actually gets clean for a little bit after he sees the dead baby and everybody in his sheets. He sort of gets clean for a little bit, and he tries to turn his life around.
He fucks a kid as well. He watches a football video, and it turns out to be his friend's sex tape, and he's like, "That's what I'm missing from my life." Then they decide to go to the bar, and he's like, "Oh." He starts dancing with everyone, and they all just start leaving. Then he finds one girl who's like standing in the corner, and she leaves, and he's like, "Yeah, now's my chance." And she's like, "Okay, come in the car, you wanker, or you don't got balls enough." And then he gets inside the car and fucks her. Then in the morning he sees her.
And that whole scene is breezed by, but it's so unrealistic. It's very like, I guess it's just to get him laid at this point. But it's one of the things. It's one of the things in the movie that kind of makes him crave a normal life again outside of heroin. You know what I mean?
And you
his
forgot
friend, and then his friends got really.
and you forgot the friend scene where he's like wrapping his shit in a cloth, and the mother and the
That's what I was
girl's
gonna
mother
say.
is like,
That's what I was gonna say.
Hey, let me handle this. I'll clean it for you. It's just nothing. It's nothing. And then the whole house is covered in shit.
Yeah, that's the second shit joke. They kind of like going for shit jokes in that movie, I guess.
What was a joke?
It was shit.
I thought he was just embarrassed about shitting the bed. Not even at the girl's house, but at the parents were there.
I still don't know how he got selected for that interview. All he did was like, yeah, I crave for perfection. If it's not perfection, then I don't go for it. It just makes me fine.
He was high on coke. That's why he was going so fast. You know.
And they were like, hey, let's select him. I don't know what the fuck the job is, but hey, we are here to select him. And the way the whole scene was shot, it was like he was in a chair in the center of the room, and they were all far up, like it's kind of some government job interview or some shit like that. Like, who keeps...
No, it was a mandatory job. It was a mandatory job interview. He was sent there by the
No,
like the work people.
The thing is that who keeps the interviewee's chair that far? Like he's just for the shot. He was like, oh, in the center, and the whole room was like.
Well, that's a cliche shot. I've seen that shot before in other movies. When they try to make the interviewers intimidating, it's a good way to like use that kind of shot.
Yeah, but here it was like they were not intimidating at all. Oh, like perfection.
More, he was fucked up.
I like perfection.
He was fucked up and seeing them in a certain way. Confused. Like, why is he here?
I gotta say though, the movie, like I said, has some comedic moments, but it's also a very fucked up movie in terms that a lot of bad shit happens.
I mean, it's not boring.
It's to be expected when you live that life.
And you know, it's like how when the baby dies, they were like, okay, I didn't know what to say. I was like, okay, let me make some shot. And everybody was like, hey, make it for me. The mother is like, hey, make it for me.
Yeah,
because the baby died because of the baby died because of her. So
you know that makes me think like, you know, that makes me think that you did a wonderful job not killing your baby, because you were a druggie as well, Rock. You could have done the same shit. That's why you should be proud of yourself.
I wasn't a heroin addict though.
But you were an addict.
I never did heroin.
But you were an addict.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was. I don't deny that, but I'm never a heroin addict. I always knew if I did heroin, first of all, that's a little too strong for me, and I always knew it would ruin my life, because it's just too. They portray it in the movie. That's why a lot of junkies are junkies when they take heroin. Heroin becomes the priority in their life, the number one priority to do all the time. They live to do heroin, and everything else becomes secondary. Life itself becomes secondary to heroin.
Because heroin makes you feel like you had the best orgasm ever, like the best fap ever. That's what they said in the movie.
And that scene, exactly. Yeah, that's the analogy they use. It's like 1,000 times better than your best orgasm.
Multiplied by 1,000, that's how you would feel.
And that's... And exactly, yeah. And when the baby dies... Hello?
Yeah, we can hear. We are hearing you.
Okay, sorry. When the baby dies, the mother, the first thing she does is want to do a hit of heroin, which is so sad because that's what killed the baby, but that's her only escape. And it's so fucked up because he says, sure, she was gonna get ahead, but I come first. Even in that situation, he was still a junkie that wanted to get his hit first, before her. And it's interesting because they didn't know who the father was of the baby until the baby died. And it turned out to be Sick Boy, which is an asshole. That guy, he's probably one of the other biggest assholes in that movie, Sick Boy. He's like a steamer.
The
There's
pro-
always
he,
place to
he's
steam
a
where,
he's a
I always-
prostitute.
you always-
He pimps himself out. He's like, hey, you wanna fuck me?
Yeah, how can you say
Yeah.
anyone's a bigger asshole than Renton? Come on now.
Well,
Man, the only
I think Big
the,
Boy is worse than Renton.
the best one
Come
out
on now.
the best one out of the group was the guy who threw shit in the house.
Obviously.
Yes, but
You
yeah, he
remember,
was the most innocent one among them.
you remember when they get the money at the
Yeah.
last scene? They're all saying what they're gonna do. He's the only one that's like, I'm gonna give it to my mom
Mother.
or parents.
Yeah.
Finally get her a car. He
That's
wasn't
why-
even thinking about it.
that's
We
why
all
he-
know that money would have gone to drugs
Yeah.
anyways.
That-
He's
that-
the only one that actually was gonna give it to somebody else.
That's why he left him the money. He's like, hey, it's in the locker. And then next scene comes, he opens the
Because he
locker.
said he's the only.
Yeah, who didn't
He
hurt
felt
him.
sorry for him.
Yeah. Because he
I
never
just felt sorry for
he
him.
never wanted to harm anyone. He was just an innocent boy.
He wasn't innocent. He was fucked up too.
Remember the scene where he's like sent to prison and Renton is like, I wish I was there. I feel like, because I'm surrounded by everyone, but in fact we're failures. I feel the most loneliest person in the earth. I feel so lonely. I should have gone there.
Yeah, the thing is,
And I hated that mustache guy. What was his? The psycho one who always fought with everyone. He's like, it's your fault. You should have raised him better. Like, that.
yep,
Why did-
he's an
why do you hate him?
asshole. He's straight up an asshole, dude.
That's what.
He's the most honest one out of the bunch.
That's why I don't feel anything bad for him when he didn't get any share. Yeah, like fuck that guy.
Oh, he did get it.
Yeah, that.
But the crackhead, heroin head, stole it from him
I mean, yeah, he
Yep.
didn't leave him anything. He's like,
and
yeah.
abandoned
I didn't feel
and
bad.
abandoned his two friends,
Yeah,
even though he knew the guy was fucking crazy.
he said that. He's like, the sick guy would have done the same thing if he was in my position. The only one who wouldn't do this shit was the Spud guy.
And he abandoned him.
No, he left him the money. That's why.
He abandoned him.
No.
That's called
He
abandoned.
That's
left
what
him a
Spud
little
was.
bit.
Yeah.
A little
He
bit of the
abandoned-
money.
He abandoned
instead
him
of
with a crazy
4,000,
person.
instead of 4,000, he left him 2,000.
He abandoned him.
Like half the shit. He
Come
was
on
like,
now.
hey,
Uh,
2,000 here, buy a car.
He could have left him all the money there. He still abandoned him. He left him
He could have left 4,000
with
or
that crazy
6,000.
guy.
He could have kept 10,000.
It doesn't matter how much he left. He left him behind in his moment of need. He just got stabbed and he's bleeding out on the floor. They didn't even go to a hospital, did they?
Yeah, no, because you said, nobody goes to hospital. You just shut up and bring me my smoke and bring the bag.
He's
Yeah,
an ass. No, he was wanted by the police,
yeah.
so he had to hide. They couldn't find
And-
him. Which
and
eventually he blows his cover when at the end.
Yeah.
And Renton could have easily had left with his bleeding friend.
No, he wasn't
Because
ready
somehow
to
nobody
leave.
heard anything.
No, he wasn't ready to leave.
He could have taken him to a hospital. He abandoned the dude there.
The dude
He says
refused.
it at the end.
Yeah, he just
Yeah,
shakes his
he
head.
does.
He
He
said,
also said
I'm
he
not a
also
good guy.
said, that was my last hit.
I'm a bad guy.
I'm gonna start over.
I'm a bad guy.
Yep,
I'm start over. I'll have cars. I'll have money. I'll have wife.
But
I'll have a
listen,
house.
Remember
I'll
that part in the movie where Renton actually cleans up and he gets himself a job
Yeah.
and everything's
Well,
going good for
he
him.
didn't-
And then they fucking show up again, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
Did-
and then
did he clean
his
up
old
though?
buddies show up to fuck up his new life. You know, so I get why he would screw them over,
Yeah.
especially Sick Boy and Bigby. But Spud got caught in the middle of it, you know.
You realize he didn't have to stay there. He chose to. He could have easily have left, knowing what they bring into his life.
You know,
His parents are the only
Yeah.
ones that actually stick up to him, no matter what, no matter how fucked up he gets. He
like,
could have easily have gone
even
back to
when
them.
he gets released from the hospital, they offer him a cigarette. Like, here, have it. Have this cig. Take it.
Yeah, because his mom was he said his mom was an addict too, but like a
legal
a
addict,
normal
a socially acceptable addict because she takes drugs like Valium and pills, basically. So she's a socially acceptable addict, unlike him, because he's on this drug. And the other interesting too is Tommy. Tommy is like the one that got it the worst because he ended up with AIDS, and he ended up dying from like a kitty cat, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
No shame in that. Cats are dangerous.
And you know, I like how they were like, the cat was fine.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't forget to mention that. The cat was fine.
That's why I said that the movie has a dark humor and beneath all the drama.
Because that's what everyone wanted to know. Was the cat
shit.
safe? Was the cat safe? And yeah,
But it's sad, dude. I mean, that dude, he was the clean one. He was the jock of the group.
Yeah.
And he got dumped by his girlfriend because of the tape, which is their fault, which was super shitty for them to do. But they don't care. They're horrible
You know,
people.
like he asked them, he's like, "I'll offer you money. You just have to bring me find me the CD." And he has the CD, and he never gives it to him.
I know he's an asshole. It's true. Renton is not a good person. But then he goes to Renton. He's like, dude, I want to try heroin. And Renton, you can see, doesn't want to do it until he shows him money. You know?
Yeah.
Then he kind of chose.
Because he doesn't want to lose his drugs. He doesn't want to lose his drugs.
Exactly. He chose being a junkie over being a good friend. And
he was never a good friend to anybody.
Yeah, that's the whole recurring theme of the movie, that he chooses to be a junkie about everything else, about being a good person, about being a good son, about being a good friend. He chooses to be a junkie, you know. And heroin is just as strong, I guess.
He could have been smoking weed. He'd be doing the same thing.
I smoke weed, and you don't fucking betray your friends or let a baby die over weed.
He had no control over that baby dying. That was the mother. Let's be honest here.
No, well, it was them, dude. They're all culpable on that situation. Because that baby probably died because he swallowed a needle from the ground. He swallowed something from the ground.
He probably. It looked like he got suffocated. He was put in a pool of vomit and got suffocated. That's how it looked like. He was all weird.
Yeah. And it was horrible. They didn't know how to face that situation. They say in the movie, when you're living out something so bad in the moment, what can you say to make it better, or what can you do? So they instantly went to just using more heroin, you know? And that guy everybody's an asshole in that movie, I guess. And their dealer is an asshole too. Like, he gives them like a shot, and he sees he's overdosing, and the dealer just calls a taxi and like, dude, just get him in the hospital. Whatever, I don't care what happens to him. You know?
That's a good thing, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I do like that scene because he sinks into the carpet and they play Lou Reed's "Perfect Day," which is a good song that fits the moment. So it's a pretty cool scene. Okay, hello?
Yeah. What else was there?
Okay. So
let me remember.
There's the relationship with the girl.
Oh, the pedo stuff.
That pedo thing. I didn't.
Yeah, you stopped me in the middle. I was talking about that.
Well, he didn't. They never specifically tell his age, but I imagine she's like 16.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. She's a schoolgirl.
Well, him or her?
And
her.
Yeah, probably.
And he didn't know he was that young. She was that young. I guess. I mean, that's no excuse, obviously, but it kind of flips around because at first he was pursuing her, and when he found out that she's underage, she started blackmailing him, which is fucked up. But yeah, at that point, it's her that's pursuing him, even though he's a heroin addict. Yeah, the whole movie's just fucked up. But I mean, I guess that's why Chaos doesn't like it. Did you like it, Ash?
Yeah,
I didn't
like
like
I
it.
didn't hate it. I'm like, it was not a bad movie. Like, it wasn't boring. It wasn't hard to watch.
Like, the reason I didn't like it, acting subpar. Music was meh.
Oh
Those are my
yeah,
reasons.
music.
The story was kind of basic.
That music was really good. Perfect day. Yeah.
Yeah. See, it didn't fit for me at all. The story didn't work. The story was basic. I mean, like, I've watched too many movies. It's a basic story. It's not even like it was disgusting or anything, or had surprising moments.
It's about how you show the movie.
I don't get the humor you're talking about.
It's the storytelling and the direction that changes the game.
It had none.
Like Tarantino movies, like as a whole.
Bro, fuck Quentin Tarantino. We don't give a fuck about that dude.
No, I'm just saying.
Somebody put that GIF. I'm gonna send you a GIF, Rock. You're gonna add it to this part. Quentin Tarantino just walking off again.
You know, it's like
Yeah,
his stories are simple.
Episode.
His stories are simple. Nothing special there. It's just the way things fall.
You know, he's a director, right? It's
Yeah.
not his story. He's
I'm
not
just
the
saying,
writer,
yeah,
he's the
it's
director.
about how he tells, like he has the story which is written by story writers, and what he does is how he puts it, how he records everything, how he directs. That changes the whole thing. So
it's either out of 9 out of 10 movies, it's a miss.
like similarly, Trainspotting. The story wasn't something completely new, but the way the direction was there, I kind of like the direction.
What direction?
Yeah, I wanna ask about that. Have you guys seen any other movie that's similar to this one? A movie that's like a dark humor junkie heroin movie, which actually shows the lives of the junkies. Have you guys seen another movie like that?
It's not dark humor. What's that Leonardo DiCaprio one where he plays basketball? It's got Meryl Streep as his mom.
Basketball Diaries.
Yeah, that one. It's not dark humor, but yeah, it's the same shit. Except he's in high school.
But is he a heroin junkie? Do they show the life of a heroin?
What drug was he on? What drug was he on, Ash?
I don't remember.
Him and his friends, they were all on something.
Let me check. Heroin. It was heroin.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Well, I don't remember seeing that movie. I don't think I ever seen it. The only movie that I've seen that's like this is only Trainspotting. I've seen other movies about addiction, but they usually have a very serious tone. They don't have any comedic elements to them. They're just sad.
Yeah, Basketball Diaries, that wasn't comedy.
It was serious.
Or they even tried to have comedy.
It was more like drama. It was more of a drama genre.
Like a comedy, druggy movie, you got to go to Comedy Central. Half their movies go like that.
No, but when they, like, for example, they have a lot of weed comedy movies, like How High with Method Man and all that bullshit. And they're all cringe, in my opinion, the weed movies, most of them. But I never really seen a heroin comedy. This is like the first one.
It's not about like heroin is something else. You know, you are like, hey, you're going for technicality. Like, show me a heroin movie that is also comedy. What I'm
No. Ash, that's true. Ash, that's a valid point, right? But there's a very difference between weed and heroin.
Yeah, but
weed is a very casual drug.
But here is the thing.
Drug. Heroin destroys life.
Here is the thing.
Bro,
like,
weed destroys lives too.
That's what they show. They don't care about
to the same degree.
They don't care about that. Like, do you think the director gives a shit about which drug destroys life or some shit like that? For
Oh
them,
yeah.
all drugs are same. Like the portrayal of drug, be it meth, heroin,
No, no, no,
cocaine.
no.
Their portrayal at the end of the day they will show like how they ruin their life. And if it's an American movie, they will show like, oh my God, he lost everything, but then he cleaned up and suddenly he was top of the game. And will give a feel good ending where he's like at the helm. He got a hot wife, kids, parents are
What
proud
movie
of him.
watching? What the fuck?
No, no, Ash. You know what? I would agree to some extent that most drug movies go through that process that you just said. But each movie is different depending on the drug. A weed movie tends to be like a stoner comedy with a lot of wacky shit happening, and they don't really have really serious problems with that happen in the movie, like serious drama. Like the worst that could happen is like, dude, I forgot to eat a burger, or dude, some stupid shit like that. You know what I mean? Um,
I wasn't talking, I was more like talking about cocaine addiction.
no, but listen, and then you have movies that are about like cocaine, or they deal with that. Those sort of movies, um,
What about
like that movie
Tropic?
from
Like,
Johnny
you
Depp.
know, do you remember?
Blow, Blow.
Do
Did
you,
you guys ever see Blow? Did you
yeah,
guys ever see Blow
yeah, that
with Johnny
was,
Depp?
yeah,
Right.
that,
Okay.
that was
So
action movie.
right. No, no. When it comes to movie about coke, they tend to be more fast paced and more actiony based. I would think
Have you
because
seen
of
Clean
like.
and Sober, Michael Keaton?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, that was on that. Like, he is supposed to be a guy who has a good job and then he gets addicted. And then it will,
Have you s- have you seen Tropic Thunder?
yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Jack Black was on some drug.
Never go full retard. More
You-
like Ben Stiller was on drug.
Just the Jack Black character, not the rest of them.
Well,
You got
Ash,
to see how he
Yeah.
slowly fell into his drug.
even though all drug movies kind of go through like the same formula or the same three acts, right? When it comes to heroin, due to the nature of heroin, it's way more dark and way more awful and way more. It's like you're basically going into the life of a junkie, like a heroin junkie, and they're bottom feeders, so they live on the trash and the scrub. So it has a very different. Okay, I think we can like summarize it. Chaos didn't like it, right? What rating would you give it, Chaos?
So, out of 10, 6 is my average movie rating. Like nothing special about it, nothing good, nothing bad. This one, if I go below 6, I have a 5 is terrible. Anything lower than 5 is horrendous. I give it a 5.2. Like I said, the only thing I would give it the 0.2 for was for the acting in the one scene when they're at the bar, specifically from Renton, just turning his head and looking forward, making his plan to take the money. That's the only thing I'd give that 0.2 boost for.
Okay. What about you, Ash?
6.5 out of 10.
Well, why?
For
Yeah.
me, it's like above
Why-
6,
why
I
not?
like it. So from 6.5 to
Yeah.
7.
That's fair.
Like I like
I would say.
8, it's like I like it more.
Okay, Mr. 8 out of 10.
I personally give it a 6 or a 7, 6.5. I say 6.5 is pretty good. Actually, Ash, I would give it something like that too.
Go ahead.
I think it's an interesting movie for what it is. For my experience, it's a fairly unique movie too, and I like that about it. It's also very tied to my nostalgia as a kid. but it's not like a super great movie or anything like that. I'll admit that. I'll give it a 6.52 out of 10. Because that's like my objective rating. If we're gonna go by like my nostalgia rating, I would give it like a 7 or 8.
An 8.
Dude, I'm being straightforward. I'm going by nostalgia. It's a movie that I watched when I was really young, and I really liked it.
I'm just real. You can never call him Mr. 8 out of 10 again.
From nostalgia, if I'm taking into account nostalgia, it's an 8 out of 10. But if it's like me just being objective, it's a 6.5 or a 6.
I don't have objective rating.
It's a very particular movie.
I don't give a shit.
Yep, same. All my ratings are the same. There's no difference if I liked it when I was a kid or now.
I'm like, if I like it, I'm gonna give it high.
Well, it matters. No, I think I made the difference because I think a lot of people sometimes give a higher rating to stuff they're nostalgic about. And it doesn't seem fair, like when you hear something like that. Like I love this movie as a kid. It's a 10 out of 10, but it's really not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
I mean,
what was that movie we watched? Boat, whatever the thing was. What was that last movie we watched?
Another Round.
Drew.
Yeah, Another Round. Yeah.
Another Round.
Like, imagine if somebody gave that an 8 out of 10.
I did. I liked it. And for me, it's like that only. I don't give a shit. If I like a movie, it's all about my rating. Because I think of myself as the supreme.
Let's be honest here.
I'm like God.
My rating is... I have the most fair ratings.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. You don't understand half the shit.
Fuck off, bro. Fuck off,
bro. He does not understand. He did not get what Master was trying to convey.
Bro, I got it. It was just done poorly. Nah. You got Joaquin Phoenix's dick. Get off of it. You ain't even seen The Master. I've had to watch that shit twice.
And then you would be like, hey man.
I literally deleted it from my memory.
Oh, does that movie? He just always raves about. Oh my god.
What movie?
I mean, yeah, you gave it a 5, Chaos, which is
5.2.
average.
5.2. No,
it's
6
average.
Come on, 6 is average.
No,
dude. It's not. 6 is not good or bad. 6 is not good or bad.
Dude.
It's average. Like 6.5.
No.
Is good.
Like I said,
6.5
Chaos has a. He only likes few kinds of movies. It's not like he likes.
I have no type of movie I like to watch. That's because I watch everything. I watch any kind of movie. But yeah, this one just didn't do it for me. It had no connection. Usually, if I'm gonna give a movie, if I gotta like a movie, I'll be connected to it. This one, I had no connection whatsoever. I can understand the characters. I get what they're going through, but
yeah, it's a fair rating, dude. Okay, because I do connect with the movie, and the reason, like I said, why I connected it with when I was young is because I used to glorify. No, I did, obviously, because I already told that story. But I connected it because, like I said, I was going through my punk phase, and I used to glorify self-destruction.
Oh, man,
I used to watch movies that were similar to this. So that's why I connect to it. I don't think you ever went through that phase.
Hey, Rock,
you don't glorify...
Kill me, Rock, please. For God's sake.
See? You see? Asch liked it a little bit because he glorifies self-destruction. He wants to kill himself. That's why he liked it a bit.
You want someone else to kill him.
Yeah.
You want someone else to kill him, though. You want someone else to do it. He doesn't want to do it himself. He'll claim...
Still.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it's sort of it's your personality. Doesn't fit with that movie or whatever. You still give it a fair rating, actually. I think 5.2. It's not a bad rating.
I mean,
I don't watch movies. I live them. Okay. I don't ever watch a movie. I live the movie.
Get the
what about the acting? Listen.
So with the acting, I told you I wasn't a big fan till that one scene towards the end.
Oh
Like
my
even the
God.
baby dying scene, the acting was kind of mad, you know. Like I get what they were saying and I get what they're trying to
Dude,
do, but I wasn't
dude,
believable for me.
honestly,
It was
what
supposed
you
to be
talking
like
about?
that.
That was
Surreal, buddy. You're not supposed. That's why you don't
yeah, it's surreal.
understand
Bro,
the.
Yeah.
I was literally in the room. I saw the baby first. I was the first one next to her. Okay, I told you I go in the movie. There's something about it. There's just always it's little things about it. Like I could just get that little feeling. Like it wasn't. Like
Oh
I
my
could tell
God.
it was acting. You know, like I don't like to be able to tell that they're acting. You know,
By
that's the
the
first
way,
sign of a bad
how
movie
do I
for me.
stop hating myself? Wait.
We don't care. So yeah, it's like if I can, I gotta believe into the characters. Even if I don't like the characters, I gotta be able to believe that it's not acting. You know?
I mean, there are different
Well,
kinds of acting. This one is not
Yeah.
making you.
them,
But when you put a serious scene like that,
It's
I
not
don't
supposed
need
to
to
be
be
serious. It's
like,
supposed
wow.
to be, that was also a joke.
the baby dying
Yeah.
was a joke.
Yeah.
The baby
it's a
dying
dark
was a joke.
humor. No,
There was
listen.
no humor,
It's-
bro. What humor did you get from that movie? He already told me. I know.
The shot
didn't
of the
chuckle
baby,
once.
like, they rolled it. They were like started from the leg and they were showing. It starts getting
Yeah.
bluish. And what?
Mhm.
Some other color as well, and
It
then
looked,
face.
it looked great to me. It looked like it was been dead for a minute. Honestly, she's
Uh,
probably walking
the
around
main
with a dead
character.
baby. Yeah, go
the
ahead.
main character. The main character was Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor, right? Obi-Wan Kenobi. In this case, he would be Junkie Wan Kenobi. See what I did there? It's like, that's a good joke.
What the fuck,
I
Rook?
thought his performance was good.
You were like
This
Obi and Junkie. What the fuck, man? What are you? You already reached that? It's like he's telling us
It's a dad
jokes.
joke, okay?
Dad
It's
jokes.
Junkie Wan Kenobi. It's a good joke.
It's a dad
The
joke.
fuck? You guys... Oh, shit. Whatever. I am a dad, so it's fitting, okay? But I thought
true.
his performance was good.
You are a fucking dad.
And
Okay.
Bigby, the guy who did Bigby, the drunk, I thought his performance was good too. He was such an asshole.
Eh,
And
honestly,
Then
the
you-
mustache,
Sick boy.
mustache with long hair. He was the best character afterward. The best acting for the character for me.
Always he would have that small knife. He would be like, you want me to do fucking shit?
Oh, you're right. Actually, the guy at the bar that he stabbed, he did the best acting. Then mustache and long hair. Okay, we've talked enough about this shit. Let's just get out of here. Trainspotting. I gave it a 5.2. Asch gave it a 6.5. Rock gave it a 6.52. Whatever. It was a
don't
movie.
whatever.
It could have been. It could have
do
been
whatever
better.
that movie.
Next
Dude,
time,
Trainspotting is a cult
look,
classic. Okay, it's
watch
a cult
the
classic.
movie. Watch the movie if you want to. Just know you're gonna leave either chuckling like fools like these two, or you'll be, if you're a movie aficionado like me, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck did I just watch?"
Oh, fuck you.
We'll
You
see you
didn't
next
get it,
time.
dude.
He likes some weird movies though. Some bland ass fucking shit. But let's forget about
Bro,
it.
I'm trying to end this. Stop it. Stop
No,
giving
you
your
ended it.
terrible opinions. No. I'm ending it now. See you next time.